How do I make more time for my art or my business? This is a question I think a lot of us struggle with. Finding time in our day-to-day schedule, particularly if we currently have a full-time job that is not our artistic or current business pursuit, is hard. We have a limited number of hours in the day, and all kinds of people want our time, our attention, and our energy. So preserving time for our art or our business requires us to set some boundaries. And I want to ask today, what are you currently doing to protect your time? I think time is one of the most important resources that we have, and it's really the only thing that we can't buy more of. And yet we find ourselves giving away our time all over the place as though it were worthless. It's easy to say yes because we don't like having to say no. And it's difficult to prioritize something, especially if it's new to us, because we're not used to making the space and we're not used to giving it an important spot in our schedules. So what can you do to preserve more time for the work that you really want to be doing? Probably the first thing to do is to practice saying no. At the end of the day, no is a perfectly full sentence. But saying no can be really hard if we're not used to doing it. We don't want to let people down. We don't want to disappoint people. We don't want people to get angry at us. And we don't want to change up patterns, routines, and dynamics that we've gotten settled into and gotten comfortable with. So my challenge for you this week is to start practicing saying no a little bit more so that you get more time to yourself to put into the stuff that you really care about. And I want to share a couple of ways that you might start by practicing. Sometimes saying no straight off the bat can be really hard. Just feels abrasive and a little bit mean. And so if that's not feeling good to you, there's some other things that you can try. Let's say that someone makes a request of you and you don't want to say yes right away. One option is just to say, I need some time to think about that. I'll get back to you tomorrow and let you know if I can accommodate it in my schedule. You don't have to say no right away, and this technique gives you a little bit of time to think it over, see if there is in fact room, or to judge whether that's taking time out of the stuff that you actually want to be doing. And if the answer is no by then, you can let the person know in a careful and calm way. Another way to do it is to make a rule with yourself. I've promised myself I don't say yes to anything without giving myself a full 24 hours to really think it over. Because I know it's tempting to just say yes in the moment. That's sort of my automatic response. And by creating that time for myself, I can talk about it to other people, I can write out some pros and cons, and I can really get centered with myself and decide if that's a commitment that I can make. Another thing you can say is not right now. Maybe it's an opportunity or a favor that you're interested in fulfilling, but you realize that this is the week you're not going to be able to do it. You've already prioritized time for your art or your business, and you don't have the time to give away, but maybe next week you do. So you can always say to people, I can't help you right now, but come around and check again in a couple of weeks and I might have some availability by then. And again, it's always fair to say no if you realize that that's not the case for you, but you leave the door open for people so you're not having to say no straight off the bat. So yeah, try saying no a little bit more this week and notice how it helps free you up and gives you more energy to put towards the stuff that you really care about doing. Let me know how it goes.